Good morning, all of you. My name is K. Bharathamma, Maths CRT, KCBB, DV Satram, Nellore district. Today, we will discuss about the elements of geometry of 9th class. What is geometry? Geometry is the branches of mathematics deals with sizes, shapes and dimensions of variety things of in our daily life. The word geometry is derived from the Greek word. Geometry is derived from Greek two words. So first one geo and second one metri. So geo means earth and metri means measure. So geometry is nothing but measurement of earth. Geometry is nothing but measurement of earth. The beginning of geometry can be traced to early people who discovered obtuse triangle in the ancient Indus Valley and Babylonia around 2500 BC. There are many philosophers who contributed their part to geometry, such as first one Baudhayana. First one Baudhayana. Eighth century BC. Baudhayana, 8th century BC. He has proposed Sulba Sutra. He has proposed Sulba Sutra. Sulba Sutra, which contains examples for Pythagoras triples. Pythagoras triples. They are 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13 and so on. He also proposed Pythagoras theorem even before Pythagoras. He has given explanation about the Pythagoras theorem in the form of sloka. Next one, Thales. Next one, Thales. 6th century. 6th century BC. He has proposed most beautiful theorem, basic proportionality theorem, which consists triangles. Basic theorem. Next, third one Pythagoras, 6th century BC. He has proposed most important theorem, Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. He has given prominent proof of Pythagoras theorem. So let us example, ABC is a right triangle. ABC is a right triangle. Here AB and BC are two sides and AC is hypotenuse. So let us take AB is 3, BC is 4 and AC is 5. So what is statement of Pythagoras theorem? So statement of Pythagoras theorem is sum of the squares of the other two sides is equal to the squares of the hypotenuse. So AC square equal to AB square plus BC square. Sum of the squares of the other two sides is equal to the squares of the hypotenuse. So AC value is 5 square, AB is 3 square plus BC is 4 square. So 5 square. 5 square means 5 5s are 25. 3 square. 3 square equal to 9 plus 4 square means 16. So 25 equal to 9 plus 16, 25. So 25 equal to 25. So Pythagoras given prominent proof of Pythagoras theorem. Next one, Euclid. Euclid, 4th century BC. Fourth century BC. He has given us the very keen and clear explanation thus in the proved manner of the geometry. He wrote the book The Elements. The Elements. The elements which contains 30 values. So each and every book given us the explanation about the rules and properties of the structures of the geometry. He is known as father of geometry. Father of He is known as the father of geometry. He has given deductive proof of mathematical sentence. Deductive proof. He has given deductive proof of mathematical sentence. Now, Euclid has defined solid has size, shape and position. Euclid defined as solid. Solid has size. Solid has size, shape and position. Position. Let us take an example for solid. So, cuboid. This is cuboid. Cuboid has 3 dimensions. This is length, this is breadth, this is height. Length L, breadth B, height H. So, cuboid has 3 dimensions. What are they? Length, breadth and height. If we remove one dimension height from this cuboid, so height remove from this cuboid, we will get rectangle. Height remove. If we remove one dimension height from this cuboid, we will get only rectangle. So, rectangle has 2 dimensions. Rectangle has 2 dimension figure. So, what are the dimensions? Only length and breadth. Length and breadth. This name is cuboid. This name is rectangle or surface. So, rectangle has 2 dimensions, namely length and breadth. Now, if we remove one dimension breadth from this rectangle, if we remove one dimension breadth from this rectangle, we will get only line. We will get only line. So, line has only one dimension. So, now if we remove one dimension from this line, we will get point. We will get point. So, this point has no dimensions. So, first we have cuboid, which is 3D figure. Next, rectangle or surface is 2D figure. 2D figure means 2-dimensional figure. 2-dimension means length and breadth. Next, line. Line is only one dimension, that is length. So, 1-dimensional. Next, point. Point has no dimensions. As per Euclid, Euclid divide defined terms and undefined terms. So first one, what is undefined term? First one, undefined terms. What are undefined terms? A point, a line, and a plane. Undefined terms are a point, a line, and a plane are called undefined terms. Second one, defined terms. Second one, defined so a triangle a square etc are called defined terms. Yes, a triangle, a square, and etc are called defined terms. What is the difference between defined and undefined? Which contains a point, a line, and a plane are called undefined terms. Defined terms, a triangle, a square, etc. The assumptions of geometrical properties are divided into two parts: axioms and postulates. Axioms and postulates. So axioms and postulates, which are self-evident truths, which do not be required any logical proof. For example, a whole is axioms and postulates both are self-evident truths. Example, a whole is greater than its part. So let us take a circle. A circle is whole part. I am taking a small part of this. I am taking a small part. I am taking small part of this. So clearly this part is less than whole part. This part is less than whole part. So this is the self-evident truth. Next, axioms are used to any mathematical sentences, but postulates are used to universal truths in geometry. So let us discuss some axioms. So axioms. First axiom: things which are equal to the same things are equal to one another. So things which are equal to the same things. Suppose we have three numbers A, B, C. Let us take A equal to B and C equal to B. A equal to B and C equal to B. Here, this is LHS, this is RHS, this is LHS, this is RHS. RHS are equal. Automatically, LHS are also equal. So, A equal to C. Things which are equal. So, A equal to B, C equal to B. Things which are equal to the same things are equal to one another. So, A equal to C. Next, second axiom, if equals are added to equals, if equals are added to equals, the wholes are equal. For example, 5 equal to 5. 5 equal to 5. So, things are equal. Added to equals. Added to equals. So, I am taking same number and we can add same number on both sides. Same number. Let us take 2. So, we can add same number 2 on both sides. 5 plus 2 equal to 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2 equal to 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2 value is 7. 7 equal to 5 plus 2 equal to 7. 7 equal to 7. If equals are added to equals, the wholes are equal. Equals means 5 equal to 5. Added means 5 plus 2 equal to 5 plus 2. Wholes are equals. 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 equal to 7. Wholes are equal. Next, third axiom. If equals are subtracted from equals, the remainders are also equal. If equals are subtracted from equals, the remainders are also equal. This is the same second axiom. Here added, here subtracted. So let us take an example. 5 equal to 5. Equals 5 equal to 5. These two equals subtracted. Subtracted means minus. We can subtract same number on both sides. So 5 subtracted means minus. 5 minus 2 equal to 5 minus 2. So if equals are subtracted from equals, the remainders are also equal. 5 minus 2 is 3. 5 minus 3 is 3. These are reminders. Reminders are also equal. So 5 equal to 5 equals, subtracted means minus. 5 minus 2 equal to 5 minus 2. We can subtract same number on both sides. The reminders are also equal. Next, fourth axiom. Things which coincide with one another are equal to one another. Things which coincide with one another are equal to one another. This means two equal things. Let us take two equal chalk pieces. Let us take two equal chalk pieces. These two chalk pieces coincide with one another. So These are equal to one another. Take another example. Let us take two equal circles with center and radius are same. These two circles coincide with one another. The whole parties are also equal to one another. This is the fourth axiom. Fifth axiom. Things which are double of the same things are equal to one another. Things. Let us, for example, things which are double of the same things. Let us say two equal things. 3 equal to 3. These are two equal things. Things which are double. Double means multiply with 2. 2 into 3 equal to 2 into 3. Double of the same things. Same. Here. Multiply. We can multiply 3 on both sides. Double of the same things are equal to one another. So 2 into 3, 6 equal to 2 into 3, 6. These two are equal. So things which are double of the same things are equal to one another. Let us take two equal things. We can multiply same number 3 on both sides. 2 into 3 equal to 2 into 3. So 2 into 3 is 6. 2 into 3 is 6 are equal to one another. These two are equal to one another. Next, sixth axiom. Things which are halves of the same things are equal to one another. Double means multiplication. Half means division. So let us take, for example, let us take two equal things. Two equal things. Things which are halves. Half meaning division. By 2. Half meaning by 2. 6 by 2 equal to 6 by 2. Things which are halves. Halves means by 2. Of the same things. Here 2, here 2. So are equal to one another. 6 by 2 value is 3. 6 by 2 value is 3. So these are also equal. Things which are halves of the same things are equal to one another. Two equal things. Next, again division by 2 on both sides. 6 by 2 equal to 6 by 2. 6 by 2 value is 3. 3. These are also equal to one another. This is the sixth axiom. Next, postulates. Postulates are used to only universal truth in geometry. Only universal truth in geometry. So let us discuss some postulates. Let us discuss postulates. First one, there is a unique line that passes through the given two distinct points. First postulate is there is a unique line that passes through the given two distinct points. In this space, let us take 2 points. Let us take 2 points. Students, we know that through a point, how many straight lines are drawn? Through a point, we can draw infinitely straight lines. Infinitely straight lines. only one point we can draw. Through a point we can draw infinitely straight lines. This is also point we can draw. We can draw infinitely straight lines. But our postlet is that passes through the given two distinct points. Only one point through infinitely straight lines. Through the given 2 points. 2 points means these two. So these two, through the given 2 points, how many distinct lines are drawn? Only one. Only these 2 points, through these 2 points we can draw only one straight line. So there is a unique line. One line means unique. There is a unique line that passes through the given two distinct points. Next postlet, a line segment can be extended on either side to form a straight line. A line segment. Let us take a line segment. This is a line segment. End of the points. Line segment is end of the points. This line segment can be extended on either side. Either side means both sides. Extended. Extended. So a line segment can be extended on either side to form a straight line. So this is a straight line. This is the line segment. This line segment extended on both sides to form a straight line. So this is the second postlet. Third one, we can describe a circle with any center and radius. We can describe a circle with any center and radius. Suppose we have three circles. We have three circles. These three circles are similar. Why? Because shapes are same, sizes are not same. So these three circles are similar figures. So this is the center. This is radius. This is center. This is radius. This is center. This is radius. 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter. How can differentiate one circle to another circle? How can differentiate one circle to another circle? This circle to another circle. How can differentiate? So circles can differentiate only with center and radius. With center and radius. This is the third postulate. Fourth postulate is all right angles are equal to one another. All right angles are equal to one another. So for example, let us take a right angle A B C, and let us take another right angle P Q R. So fourth postulate is all right angles are equal to one another. Here this is right angle. So right angle value is 90 degrees. Angle ABC equal to angle ABC equal to 90 degrees. This is another right angle. So angle PQR, angle PQR equal to 90 degrees. So all right angles are equal. This is one type of right angle ABC. This is one type of right angle PQR. But angles are same. So all right angles are equal to one another. This is the fourth postulate. Next postulate, fifth. If a straight line is a falling on two straight lines, makes the interior angles on the same side of it taken together is less than two right angles, then the two straight lines, if produced infinitely, meet on that side on which the sum of the angles is less than two right angles. So first let us take two straight lines. Let us take two straight lines. Two straight lines. If a straight line is falling on two straight lines, next there is a one straight line falling on these two straight lines. There is a straight line is falling on these two straight lines. So here interior angles. This is a transversal line. Here interior angles. Interior angles. Let us take here A. This is B. Of it. Interior angles on the same side of it. This is a transversal. Interior angles are angle A and angle B on the same side of transversal. Taken together is less than two right angles. Taken together. These two angles together is less than two right angles. Why? Because then the two straight lines, if these two straight lines, if produced infinitely, here also. Produced infinitely, meet on that side. This in this direction, two straight lines. In this direction, two straight lines meet on that side, on which the sum of the angles is less than two right angles. Sum of the angles, angle A plus angle B, meet on that side. Two straight lines meet on that side. Sum of the angles is less than two right angles. Two right angles means 180 degrees. So I will once again explain. If a straight line is falling on two straight lines, first let us take two straight lines. There is another straight line on these two straight lines. Next to interior angles on same side of it. Interior angles. same side of transversal. So these two straight lines produced to infinitely. So in that direction, these two straight lines meet a point. So on that side, on which the sum of the angles, here angles A and B, sum means plus, angle A plus angle B is less than two right angles. Two right angles means 180 degrees. So therefore angle A plus angle B is less than 180 degrees. This is the fifth axiom. This is the fifth postulate. Next one, conjecture. Conjecture. What is conjecture? What is conjecture? Mathematical. Conjecture means mathematical sentence. Mathematical sentence are neither proved nor disproved. Neither proved nor disproved are called conjecture or hypothesis. Mathematical sentences are neither proved nor disproved. Mathematical sentences are neither proved nor disproved are called conjecture. Let us take an example for conjecture. So every even number greater than 4 can be written as sum of two primes. Every even number greater than 4 can be written as sum of two primes. This is the example for conjecture. So what is conjecture? Mathematical sentences are neither proved nor disproved are called conjecture. So example, every even number greater than 4 can be written as sum of two primes. So 6 is an even number greater than 4. 6 is an even number greater than 4. So this even number can be written as sum of two primes. Prime 3 is a prime number. So 3 plus 3 equal to 6. Sum of two primes. Next to 8. 8 is also even number. 8 can be written as 3 plus 5. 3 prime number and 5 also prime number. Sum of two primes. Next to 10. So 3 plus 7. 3 and 7 both are primes. So sum of two primes equal to 10. So conjecture means every even number greater than 4 can be written as sum of two primes. 6 equal to 3 plus 3, 8 equal to 3 plus 5 and 10 equal to 3 plus 7. Students, in this class we have learned introduction of geometry, history, next to Euclid elements of geometry and axioms and postulates and conjecture. Today, homework. I am giving First question, who is the father of geometry? And second, how many books are there in Euclid Elements? Second question is, how many books are there in Euclid Elements? Euclid Elements. Third one, devote geometry is derived from which language? Third question is, devote geometry. Devote geometry is derived from which language? So first question is, who is the father of geometry? Second question, how many books are there in Euclid's Elements? Third question, the word geometry is derived from which language? These three